If you want your career to be a success, never deal with your relatives. If only some footballers had known this unwritten rule of business. This is the FOOTGRAM channel, and in this video we name some of the most famous footballers whose career were damaged by their most loved ones. But before we begin, be kind to like this video, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Let's go! The first name on the list is Emmanuel Ibuya. Just as the Ivorian defender was enjoying the luxuries of London playing for Arsenal, his beloved wife Aurélie Bertrand was gradually taking control of him. However, the bomb wouldn't explode until after the Galatasaray switch Ibuya made in 2011. Trouble began when the Belgian woman talked her husband into severing all ties with his agent, making sure he wouldn't even receive $1 million commission. As a result, Ibuya was banned from playing football for a year. But that wasn't the worst. Just as it happened, the wife filed for divorce and took the kids and €7 million away. As if it wasn't bad enough, she also registered Ibuya's property in her name. "She turned me into a beggar," lamented Ibuya afterwards. Marry wisely, marry well. Wives can be mean, but at least you can choose one. You can't choose a brother though. Nikola Anelka had the world at his feet as a young player at Arsenal. It seemed clearly on the rise under the watchful eye of Arsene Wenger. Everything was fantastic until the summer of 1999, when Anelka demanded a transfer to Real Madrid, who weren't even that great at the time. Wenger did his best to persuade the player to stay, and Arsenal improved his contract terms, but all to no avail because Anelka was dead set on the move. Or was it Anelka who got itchy feet? Actually, it was his brother, Claude. Later in his autobiography, Anelka admitted that it was Claude who planted the idea into his head, poisoning the young mind with stories about a great future. The Frenchman did have a decent career, but how much more it could have been, because that Madrid spell ended up being a dud. Despite a huge transfer fee of €27 million, Anelka failed to impress and quit the Spanish capital a year after, fully embracing a nomadic lifestyle. Spells at Liverpool, Chelsea, Bolton, Man City, West Brom, and many other clubs followed, with a sorry ending at Mumbai City. Ronaldinho's brother did worse than Claude Anelka, who at least got his brother to Real Madrid. The Joga Bonita symbol could swim in money thanks to lucrative contracts he had at PSG, Barca and AC Milan, not to count multiple sponsorship deals. But by the end of his career, Ronnie only had €6 million in his bank account. He didn't waste the rest on booze and curvy Brazilians, he merely listened to his brother's advice. Ronaldinho was much better with his feet than with his finances and didn't even know how to withdraw money from an ATM up until mid-30s. No wonder he transferred the financial side of his career to his brother, who put the money into all kinds of wrong things and risky investments that never paid off. Ronaldinho had to find out the hard way after his brother's shenanigans ultimately landed them both in Paraguayan jail. They were only released after $1,600,000 bail was paid. As you might guess, it was money Ronaldinho paid out of his pocket. Maybe Ronnie's brother was just as naive with money, but Neymar's father knows how to make a buck, even if it doesn't enhance his son's reputation. Neymar Santos Sr. had no special talent, but took full advantage of his kid's ability. It's fair to admit Neymar's PSG career wasn't the way he'd wanted it to be when he left Barcelona. At some point, the Brazilian even openly stated his desire to come back, only for his father to make his kid extend the PSG deal. The successful negotiation added €20 million to Neymar Sr.'s bank account. It's no surprise the Brazilian forward eventually ended up in Saudi Arabia. Ney's financial father's appetites know no limits, but neither does his lust. The infamous Barca contract included an orgy in a London hotel for Neymar Sr. To a certain point, Neymar is my son, but outside our house, he is my business. This quote by Neymar Sr. tells you all you have to know. Leo Messi signed his first Barca contract on a napkin. He probably couldn't imagine that some 15 years later, he'd be tried in court for tax evasion. In 2017, the Argentinian was found guilty and got slapped with a 21 months prison sentence and a €2 million fine. Nothing of this would have happened if his father and also agent hadn't advised Leo to hide €4 million from Spanish authorities. The whole idea sounds stupid because Messi makes $4 million in how much time? 2 or 3 weeks? In 2020, Messi was so done with mismanagement at Barca he wanted to quit. only for his father to delay the clause allowing Leo to do so. The GOAT stayed at Camp Nou for one more miserable year before leaving in tears. "I was just playing football. I signed the contracts because I trusted my dad and my lawyers, and we decided that they would take responsibility for these things," said Leo. Sounds about as naive as Ronaldinho's story. But no matter how many suspended prison terms Messi gets, perhaps the king of listening to bad advice is Mauro Icardi. It all started early when Argentinian model Wanda Nara appeared in his life, with 3 kids. Icardi was 20 at the time. Mauro conceded the control over his career to Wanda. The striker was not without talent, and it kept him at Inter for some time, although he wasn't wanted in Argentina's camp, precisely because of the controversy that surrounded him. However, it was only a matter of time before hell would break loose. It always is with Wanda Nara and Mauro Icardi. When the striker wanted to extend his Inter deal, his wife got involved and accused the club of spreading dirty rumors about her hubby. Icardi refused to apologize for his wife's words, lost the captain's armband and his place at one of the world's top clubs. Wanda Nara thought of nothing better than sending her man to PSG, where Icardi was glued to the bench from day one because Mbappe and Cavani were more than capable of leading the front line. Icardi was eventually sold to Galatasaray, where he rebooted his career, but his talent was much greater than playing in Turkey. Oh, and every once in a while the couple make noise by splitting and getting back together. Codependency is a thing. And this is it for today. Tell us in the comments what you make of this episode and drop your suggestions for future videos. Don't forget to check out other content on our channel. See you!